So the other day I made a video banning 3-pointers from NBA history and the outcome was very interesting. But then you geniuses had an idea. What if I banned 2-point shots from NBA history and forced players to only shoot 3s? Well, that's what we're doing in this video, starting all the way from 1983. Okay, so as you can tell from the first 2 games of this season, I was just testing it to see if it works, and it works to perfection. So for example, in this game, this guy shot 5 for 17, and he shot 14 3-pointers, and then he made 5 free throws. So basically, very minimum chances that he's going to shoot a layup or a mid-range shot is basically all 3-pointers. As you can tell, there were 66 3-pointers attempted in that game. So we're rewriting NBA history, and we're going to see what will happen if we only shot 3s. Now the way I did it is actually very simple. I went into the simulation setting, and all the way down here when it comes to the shot types, I made dunk, layup, shot close, shot medium, all 0, and had it 100 for shot 3. And then for shot percentages, same thing. If they do end up taking those shots, it's gonna miss. But if they shoot a 3, there's a higher chance that it goes in. And the most important factor, which you guys in the comments taught me, and it saved me how many hours and years, is insane. Shout out to y'all. But you can actually quick edit a whole column, not just the row, not just one stat, an entire column, which is insane. So we made it where close shots, mid-range shots, they all have 0 tendency to do that, and I have to redo it every season, so it's gonna take forever because when new players enter, I gotta do it all over again. But for anything to do with 3-point shooting, we have those tendencies at 100. Now we know in real life, Steph Curry has a record for most 3-pointers made, and it won't be broken. But in this video, I have a feeling we're gonna see some new faces and some unexpected players break the record and set some insane records. And I'm actually curious to see what ends up happening. So hey, if you're not already subscribed, you're bugging. Go ahead and subscribe. Now, one thing I did not do, I did not change their stats when it comes to 3-point shooting. Whatever they had for 3-point shooting, I kept it at. So I didn't boost up anyone's stats. Larry Bird is obviously the best shooter in this era, so he will most likely set the record. Currently, Joe Hassett has the all-time record with almost 200 made 3s. We're gonna submit this first season and just recap, get an idea. You know, this first season, we're gonna see on average how many 3s will be made in a season. And then we'll use some predictions and see who will end up, you know, breaking the record and holding the record by the end of this video. I feel like if this happened in real life where players were only allowed to shoot 3-pointers, they would just add a 4-point line, and then the half court would be a 5-point line, and that's what they should do. I feel like one day the NBA will make a 4-point line. My prediction is going to be in 2032. Or even sooner. Because this dude, Adam Silver, he loves to just try new things, so I would not be surprised if he tried to add a 4-point line and it worked. But go ahead and say your prediction. Who do you think is going to set the record or break the record in this video? Will it still be Steph Curry, or will it be someone random like Kyle Lowry? Because he has broken records before. So in this first season, we have Larry Bird winning MVP as expected, and he shot 50% from the 3. Which makes sense. He's the best shooter of this era. Ralph Sampson is Rookie of the Year. He was a center. He didn't shoot 3s. Kevin McHale was a 6th Man of the Year. Mose Malone, he shot 18% from 3. So everyone's going to shoot 3s whether they got it or not. And if you look at it, we already starting off with a whole different outcome. The Los Angeles Lakers are the 7th seed, and the Mavericks are the 1st seed. Now I want to see how many 3-pointers were made per game. The Pistons had the most with 23 3s made per game. Current day NBA, let me check. Currently, the Boston Celtics are making about 16 3-pointers a game in real life. And for reference, the Detroit Pistons are the worst in the league, making only 10 3s per game. So literally the complete opposite of what's going on in this video. Granted, it is 1984. Now, the Rockets actually attempted the most 3s with 68 attempts per game. And with that being said, the Pistons made 1,900 3-pointers in this season. Now, when it comes to who made the most 3s individually in the season, it was actually Kiki Vandeweege, who, I mean, I'm assuming he's a real person because that'd be a crazy generated bot name. Kiki, where's he from? UCLA, okay. That's like a Jamaican name, I feel like. Or like from the tropical island type of name, Kiki. It sounds tropical, you know? Especially the last name, Vandeweege. That sounds German. Shouts to my German viewers. But Dominique Wilkins attempted the most 3s with 1,200. Bro, that is not your game. But he made 400 of them. Isaiah Thomas right behind him with 1,100. Who had the best percentage is the question. Dale Ellis with, damn, making 53% of his 3s is really impressive. And that makes sense because the Mavericks have the guy named Dale Ellis, the 67 overall. Is he a rookie? He is a rookie. Very low overall. Yeah, actually, everyone's kind of a low overall because I made their mid-range shot low. They got Mark Aguirre, Brad Davis, Rolando Blackman. That would be hilarious if he was white. Real talk, that'd be hilarious. Because, like, how you gonna be white and your last name be Blackman? That's, like, the ultimate, you know, it doesn't make sense type shit. But yeah, anyway, let's just simulate the playoffs and see who will go all the way. And will the Celtics still win? They're in the conference finals. Hold on. 3-3 in the East. I gotta hop in. Winner plays the Sacramento Kings. I don't even know who the Kings have back in the day, to be honest. But if the Pistons win it, this would be an upset. Or would it? Hold on. The Pistons crushed them by 15. My guy Isaiah Thomas dropped 32. He shot 8 for 15 from 3. And then Bill Laimbeer was a free throw merchant. I'm gonna start calling him Bill Embiid. 12 for 13 from the free throw line is crazy. Meanwhile, Kevin McHale, he made 3 3-pointers, but it was Larry Bird that he went 1 for 11 from 3. Is insane. He folded. Larry Bird officially folded, and the Pistons start off with the first ring. Isaiah Thomas Finals MVP. And now is where things get interesting. In the NBA draft, it's going to be a lot different. The Bucks get the first overall pick because they're the worst team. They get Hakeem Olajuwon. The Bulls still end up with Michael Jordan. The Suns with John Stockton. So, yeah, Michael Jordan, he was a decent three-point shooter. In the last video, we went over his stats. But I don't think Hakeem made a 3 in his life. Now, the challenging part of this video is that every single season, I have to redo this. I have to go back and have the new rookies make their tendency 0 for this. So, hey, that's why if you don't drop a like, you're fake, bro, because this is gonna take so much time and effort. I really appreciate a like. Let's try to hit 3,000 likes. Okay, so one thing I wanted to check was to see who led the league now in threes going into the second year, and it's Larry Bird with 538. So my prediction, my guess, my assumption is Larry Bird will end up holding the record for like the longest period of time until until Chris Mullin. I just picked a random white guy. Reggie Miller. No, he's not even in the game. Chris Mullin. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chris Mullin will end up being the next guy to break Larry Bird's record. Crazy guess. I could be wrong. That's just my guess. But what I wanted to see was because last season Isaiah Thomas attempted 1,000 threes. How much did the team attempt? We didn't even see how much the team attempted, which is I'm gonna assume like 10,000 threes in a season, which I think is insane. It's kind of crazy how well my Pistons are doing. Like, I didn't think we really had shooters like that. I know Bill Laimbeer could stretch the floor, but we won. Hold on, we're about to break the record? Nah, 71 wins. Larry Bird wins MVP again. 48% from 3 this time around. Hakeem still wins Rookie of the Year. I think Jordan won it in real life. Actually, no, I think Hakeem won it in real life. If I know ball correctly, Hakeem Olajuwon won Rookie of the Year in real life. Y'all can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm probably not, though. You know what I'm saying? We got, Conan O'Brien. We got him back in the game. 45% from 3. Surprise, surprise. Look at him. And he's also most improved. Okay, most improved in 6th Man of the Year. My guy, Conan. So Michael Jordan ends up All-NBA first team as a rookie alongside Hakeem Olajuwon. And the first seed Pistons and first seed Suns on the West. The Suns have John Stockton, which makes sense. John Stockton, he is a really good three-point shooter. He ended up making 237. Then they got Walter Davis. I'm actually not familiar with his game. Larry Nance was a straight up dunker. Like, he was a slasher if I've ever seen one. I didn't actually see him play, but yeah, anyway, he shot 162 made threes. Okay, we got to see the team stats. Now, the Pistons ended up making 2,000 three-pointers, and I was way off. It was only 5,000 threes attempted. That makes sense, because if you're shooting like 45%, that makes sense. So 5,000 threes attempted. Who shot the worst? The Knicks only made 1,100, and the Lakers, they didn't attempt even close to 5,000. 4,700. That's very interesting. I mean, Magic, he wasn't really a shooter. Obviously, Kareem can't shoot. James Worthy was decent, I thought. I know Coop and Scott could both shoot, but I guess not well enough. So in year 2, let's see what we got going on here. Will the Pistons go back-to-back? We have a Lakers and Sonics. Wait a minute. So the Sonics ended up upsetting the Suns. Jack Sigma and Tom is this an all-white team? I know Jack is white. Tom Chambers is white. My guy John, he's white. Come on, Paul Westphil's white. Wait a minute. This is so hilarious because who would have thought? This guy he's basically white. You know, he's lighter skin than darker, right? So no way. Gus Williams is black. Yeah, okay. Okay. It's just funny because you know why it's funny that they're all white in the shooting video. Hey, anyway, but Magic Johnson was a free throw merchant. Kareem, he's gonna be so bad in this era just because like he's in the paint the whole time. So he's gonna grab rebounds, which makes sense. Long shots equals long rebounds. Kareem's gonna snag him, which now has me curious about another stat we could look at: rebounds. Hakeem Olajuwon ended up with the most rebounds, but how many per game? He ended up getting 18 rebounds per game, which is crazy. All right, let's see if the Pistons will go back to back. Sonics ended up advancing. Bro, if this all-white team ends up winning it all, that'd be hilarious. There's no way. 3-2 Pistons. Game 7, it's going to the Celtics. And the thing about the Celtics, Larry Bird, Danny Ainge, Kevin McHale, they all got something in common, bro. It's white-on-white crime in this finals matchup. And it's going to be the Celtics winning it all. Larry Bird finals MVP. He had a perfect season. I'm surprised Kareem hasn't retired. I'm surprised bro hasn't said enough is enough, because this video is not for him. And in this next draft, we have Ewing and Malone, who are not shooters. Joe Dumars, he could shoot a little bit. And then we have Chris Mullin. I don't think Chris Mullin will come close to the record. It'll be Ray Allen. I'm stupid, I forgot about Ray Allen. It'll probably be him later on in this video, but stay tuned to see that. Terry Porter can shoot threes pretty well. Manute Bol, actually, funny enough, he's a pretty solid shooter, and so is Shrimp. In this third season so far, the Pistons are only at 3 losses, which is unbelievable. I mean, some of these blowouts, 123-61. Just get a look at this. The Knicks, they got no shooters, but Vinny Johnson, the microwave, that's his nickname. I know ball. This guy's from the 80s, and I'm talking about his nickname. Like that, give me my flowers, guys. This is insane. But yeah, shout out to my dad for teaching me that one a while ago. But no, I mean, Bill Laimbeer shot 4 for 20. Nice. That's hilarious. But I mean, 74 three-pointer attempts in the game is unbelievable. I don't even think that's been a thing in real life. No way. I mean, Isaiah Thomas was a decent shooter, nothing crazy. Bill Laimbeer, same thing, nothing crazy. I'm very surprised the Pistons are, you know, getting records like this. I really am. But we finished out the year with a total of 77. And Isaiah Thomas is MVP. Yes, sir. Zeke. That's his nickname. I'm so good with these nicknames. Malone, Rookie of the Year. Chris Mullin, 6th Man of the Year. As a rookie, he's putting up 17 points. How many three-pointers did he make? He made a total of 320. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. Keep an eye out on him. The Houston Rockets are first in the West, and the margin between you know, the differential, it's crazy how much better the Pistons are than everyone else. And the worst team is the Knicks. Like, our 8-74 is crazy. And I just want to see, is it because they made the least amount of threes per game? Yes, that's literally what it is. It's a direct correlation, and it makes sense. If you don't have shooters, game is game, you know? You're gonna get left behind. Now, so far, Larry Bird is still #1, but Isaiah Thomas is just a few three-pointers behind Bird, so he might finish out, you know, ahead of him. You never know. Then Dominique is right behind him. So very interesting. I want to see if someone can hit 30,000 three-pointers by the end of their career. I'm really curious to see by the end of the video what the top number will be. But can Isaiah Thomas have a perfect season, win his 2nd ring, and be the GOAT so far in the video? Now the Bulls take him out, and the Celtics take them out, and we have Celtics and Lakers, as we should have a while back. Celtics would probably sweep them, is my guess. 3-1, 3-2, and we're going to a game 7. I am pretty surprised that this is happening. I thought Lakers would get crushed because they don't have shooters for real, but the Celtics are at home, and it's looking like they're gonna crush them in this low-scoring game. This guy Jay Humphries, I guess he's a real person, but yeah, I mean, he made 5 threes. Bird made only 4, 2 for 11 from McHale. Robert Parrish is not a three-point shooter, 1 for 8. And Bird wins his 2nd chip. And Kareem still has not retired. Very, very interesting. But I guess it makes sense. Less wear and tear on his body because he's not being in the post backing people down. He's just chucking threes. That adds to your longevity. So I wonder if that will affect things like injuries as well. There's probably going to be less injuries throughout the video because they're just shooting threes and not attacking in the paint, playing physical, you know? We'll see. In this 1986 draft, we have Chuck Person, who's a sniper, going to the Suns. Brad Daugherty, Mark Price, really good shooters right here. Drazen Petrovic, really solid shooter. And then Rodman, I don't think bro's ever shot a 3 in his life. And then Del Curry. We'll see how his career pans out. I'm gonna keep an eye out on him. Next season, the Celtics record is pretty bad. They're probably like a 7th seed. Isaiah Thomas, another MVP for him, and Kenny Walker is Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I mean, I know he played in real life. He played for the Suns, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Jerry Reynolds, okay. Hakeem Olajuwon is defensive player. and a bunch of these just bots and random players are just in the awards. Is what it is. Kiki is an All-NBA first team player, and he averaged 28 points. God dang. He made how many threes this season? Probably the most in his career. 570. Bro, for reference, Curry made 420, I think, in his best year. So 570 is crazy. Now it's the Spurs as the first seed in the West. Who do the Spurs have again? I'm not even sure. They got Kevin Willis. Oh yeah, Shrimp. And then George Gervin. And Isaiah Thomas has passed Larry Bird in the all-time three-point list with making 30 more than Bird, which is fire. In this season, funny enough, Jordan ends up with the most three-pointers out of all players, which 668. He shot almost 50% from three. Who shot the best? It's Gerald Henderson, who his son, Gerald Henderson, funny enough, same name. He also played in the league, and he was like a really good slasher. So I do know that. But yeah, three-pointers made the least. Oh yeah, he didn't play, but 600 is a lot. Now the Celtics are the 6th seed in the East. I'm curious to see who's gonna go all the way. The Pistons against the Spurs. Pistons should easily win this one. Yeah, they win it in 7. Isaiah Thomas, another great season for him. So far, he's the best player in the league. Him and Larry Bird are like 1A and 1B. Dude, Kareem still hasn't retired. What the heck? I've never seen him like last this long. Pause. There's like no need for a pause there. I'm just being weird. But I guess he's trying to run up the points total because he's at 33,000. This will easily be broken. We might actually reach levels of like 100,000 in a career. Actually, no, probably like 50,000. Yeah, probably like around 50. But it definitely won't be a center that is in the top of the scoring list, that's for sure. And in the 1987 draft, we have David Robinson going to the Jazz, Kevin Johnson to the Warriors, Pippen to the Knicks. Yeah, no real shooters in this draft. I gotta see, how did Del Curry do? Del Curry averaged 17 points in his rookie season, and he made a total of 373 threes, which is very, very solid. Definitely breaks whatever he had in real life. Next season, Michael Jordan wins his first MVP, averaging 35 points a game. That is crazy. So yeah, Jordan in 1988 winning MVP. He's just getting started, so he could end up, I mean, he's already one of the best three-point shooters. David Robinson is Rookie of the Year. We got Tony Campbell, Hakeem is Defensive Player. Okay, bet. So the usual suspects with Kiki as All-NBA first team. That's a fire name. I just wouldn't think about naming up like my son Kiki. Maybe like my daughter, you know, Kiki Palmer. You know, if you know, you know. But I mean, Kiki is a guy name is crazy. And what I say, Chris Mullin is thriving in this video. All-NBA second team in his 3rd season. How he do? He made 505 threes. Love to see it. And then fat ass All-NBA 3rd team, Clark Kellogg. Okay, bet. We have the Clippers first in the West. They got Patrick Ewing, Clyde Drexler, Buck Williams, John Paxson. Nothing too crazy. But I want my Pistons to keep on winning. Any video where my Pistons win is a good video in my opinion. And it looks like we are headed to the finals. And we get swept by the Spurs. Damn. Fat ass ends up. I was going to say something crazy. I was going to say. I'm not even gonna say it because it's gonna get clipped probably, and then, you know, years from now it's gonna look bad in my employer, or you know, but I mean, look, Clark Kellogg, he went off, but it didn't matter because George Gervin, at the age like 47, 36, he hit 10 threes. So him, Fat, Daryl, they all came in clutch, and they swept us. And Kareem still hasn't retired. I am so confused right now. Why is he still playing? Like, bro's pushing 41 years old. It's time to give it up, buddy. 1988 draft. I actually don't know who's in this draft class. I'm gonna guess it's Larry Johnson. No, it was Danny Manning. Oh, this is like one of the worst draft classes of all time. Oh my, this is horrible. So we're starting this 1988 season with Jordan being the best player in the league, and as you can tell, the overalls are lower. Because their games are not well-rounded. It's just three-point shooting. So the highest overall players in 93 overall, and it's only 3 of them in the 90 overall club: Magic, Hakeem, and Jordan. Isaiah Thomas can be out for a few months, so the Pistons are going to be impacted dramatically from that. And it's the usual suspects as high overalls. Okay, we got Rod Harper up there, and yeah, he can shoot. So I'm expecting the shooters to really thrive. Chuck Person's a higher overall. Yeah, this video is meant for people like Chris Mullin, Joe Dumars, Mark Aguirre. The right people are winning right now. And then Steve Kerr just joined the league too. So, you know, Mark Price as well. We got, I have a stuttering issue, bro. I got to go to the doctor, like something. I don't know my issue. Damn, 63 to 114. Holy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is on the Pistons now. Yo, him, and Moses Malone. That's hilarious. Why are they both on this team? And Bill Laimbeer. Kareem made 9 3-pointers. That dude never shot threes in his career, so that's very interesting. And Magic wins MVP. The last person I would expect to win MVP. How many threes did he make this year? He ended up drilling 400 threes, the best in his career. So I guess he's getting used to it. Yeah, in year number 10, he's doing his thing. Danny Manning, Rookie of the Year. Byron Scott, 6th man. All right. Is Winston Garland, I said this every video, I feel like, is he actually Darius Garland's father? Someone in the comments let me know, because now it's gonna bug me if I don't know the answer. Now the Indiana Pacers are first in the East. Very interesting. So the Pacers actually have Derek McKee, Scott. Yo, that is so interesting. They don't have any person that I could tell you that I know besides Kelly Tripucka and Dolph Shays. Oh, that's Danny Shays. Okay. Yeah, no, second president, you know, Michael Adams. Shout out to him. Gerald Wilkins, that's Dominique's brother. Scott Skiles, assist record, 30 in a game. Never heard of Derek McKee. So, yeah, it's the fact this team made it all the way. That's how I know Scott Skiles. Yeah, he carried. Bro, he put up 500 threes basically, and is their best player at 80 overall. Now, I do want to see some league stats. You know, most points per game is Jordan. Most rebounds per game, only 14 now, so it kind of dipped down. And then most 3-pointers made per game goes to Jordan with 9. But it turns out that Kiki is back at number 1 in most 3-pointers made with 3,200, just one above Isaiah Thomas. And Isaiah Thomas was out for like 4 months with an injury. So yeah, Isaiah Thomas is doing his thing. But let's see this season who ends up winning. If the Pacers win all the way, I'd be very shocked. That'd be huge for the video. And they lose to the Nuggets. John Stockton wins a ring in Denver. Okay, in 7. So John Stockton hit 8 threes. Sidney Moncrief hit 5. Team isn't anything crazy, but yeah. Jeff Hornacek, he missed his threes, but they did it. And Kareem finally retires after 20 years pro. He puts up a total of how many points in his career? 34,000. This will be passed for sure. 1989 draft is for sure the Larry Johnson draft. It's not Sean Kemp draft. Sean Kemp, Glenn Rice, one of the best 3-point shooters ever. Sean Elliott is solid. Herbert, he's a center, so probably not. And your 1990 MVP is once again Magic Johnson. He gets him in the beginning of these simulations, but yeah, at age 30, he's getting it back-to-back times. Tim Hardaway, Rookie of the Year. He's a really solid shooter. Jack Sigma, 6th man, and Hakeem holding it down on defense. How's Manute Bol doing from 3? He has made in his career 1,000. I think in his real life career he made like 30, 100 maybe. I don't know. Okay, once again, it is Spurs and Pistons as the first seeds. I want to see if any upsets happen, man. No 8 seeds have really made it far. Spurs, Pacers, and Spurs win it. 1990 NBA draft is here. Gary Payton, I'm trying to see. Abdul Rauf, he was like Curry before Curry, so he's probably gonna have a really solid career in this video. And Tony Kukoc as well, from Chicago Bulls, really solid. Outside of that though, nothing too crazy. Let's actually do like an update on how some players are doing. Like Del Curry, he had a career high 22 points per game this season. He's a star player of Houston. Glenn Rice, as a rookie, put up 15 points. And then Mitch Richmond led the league in 3-pointers made, tied with Isaiah Thomas with 579. IT was more efficient though, 46% compared to 45. And who made the least? Again, that doesn't work. But who took the most is Garland. And then David Robinson, he's shooting horrible from 3, bro. He's shooting horrible. All right, so check it. David Robinson ends up winning MVP. You would think he'd be a guard. No, David Robinson put up 30 points. He shot 37% from 3. Maybe like Dullah, you probably messed up. He probably shot no 3s. Check it, check it, check it. Look all the way here. 3-pointers made 666. Bad. And he attempted 700 field goals in total. So less than 80. Yeah, no, less than 70 shots that weren't 3-pointers that he made. So that's a really good ratio, which means this video is going smooth. I'm living up to my name, living up to the title. So yeah, he probably made the most 3s in the league. We got Gary Payton winning Rookie of the Year, Jeff Hornacek 6th man of the year, and Hakeem is winning Defensive Player every year of his life. Chris Mullin, All-NBA first team. He averaged 27 this season. He made a total of 618 threes. And once again, it's the Spurs and Pacers as the first seed of their conferences. Now, when it comes to who made the most 3s this season, it's Jordan. But the fact that a 7'1" center is the second most, right behind Jordan, is crazy. We have Scott Skiles making 600 of them. So yeah, that's why the Pacers are so good. And I'm trying to see anyone else. Yeah, Larry Bird has been kind of quiet lately, but I mean, he's 34 years old. Any surprises up here? Glenn Rice, he put up 400 of them. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Isaiah Thomas still at #1, but I think Jordan, because he's younger, he's gonna end up taking the lead and had the most threes in a career. Maybe he'll finish out with like 7,000. I think the most someone will get in this video is 12,000 if we're lucky. But let's see how this playoff year goes. It looks like the Pacers are gonna lose to the Bucks. We got Bucks and Nuggets. Bucks have Hakeem Olajuwon, Hot Rod Williams, and Horace Grant. So, and then Todd McCloy. Their 4 best players are all big guys, which is very interesting. So I'm gonna put my money on the Nuggets here. Yeah, Sidney Moncrief ends up winning Finals MVP, and the Nuggets win a 2nd ring for John Stockton. And shout out to Bill Laimbeer. I think Bill Laimbeer probably has like 4 rings. Yeah, he has 3 rings. So he's had a really good career so far. And in the 1991 draft, this is the Larry Johnson draft. He goes to the Blazers. Are there any other shooters? Return to Kemba into shooter this video. Yeah, kind of a weak draft. Michael Jordan MVP. That's the 2nd one, averaging 32 points. He's always gonna lead the league in scoring, it seems like. And then Billy Owens. He's a real person. I know that for a fact. I just don't know. You know, I'm not really familiar with his game. BJ Armstrong. He was with the Bulls. Babyface Armstrong. They called him. They didn't call him that. I just call him that. But yeah, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. He is most improved. Like I said, mini Curry or pre-Curry. We got Derek McKee. Like I said, don't know who this guy is, and he's a 3-time All-Star. Killing it with the Pacers. Looks like it's working because Pacers, they're down to a 3rd seed. Miami Heat is the 1st seed. Miami Heat have Mitch Richmond, which makes sense, and Dennis Scott. This guy was lethal. Yeah, he probably put up some good stats. 14 points, but he made a total of 300 threes. Yeah, he was a good shooter in real life. So if we see now, Denver remains as the 1st seed over and over again. John Stockton, he's just carrying that team, and he won another ring. Bill Laimbeer, Finals MVP. So if we see this team, they got Jeff Hornacek, Bill Laimbeer, Kevin McHale, and it looks like John Stockton left. And the Bucks have, oh, Marquise Johnson, okay. But yeah, they have a lot of Johnsons, bro. Pause, because you know Johnson means another word. It means, yeah, you know what it means. But yeah, so no notable retirees yet. Magic is still pretty young, or is he? No, he's 32. So he's probably got like 6 years left. I'm surprised that he survived in this era. You think he probably wouldn't. And now it's time for the Shaq draft. Shaq hitting threes is going to be very interesting to see. NBA draft, Jim Jackson goes first. Now, is it because he's a 3-point shooter? What's his attributes look like? 88 3-point shot. So due to the nature, sorry, there's a garbage truck outside. It's garbage day. I'm recording this at 7 a.m. so the garbage truck is out. But yeah, due to the nature of the league and 3-point shooting being valuable, Jim Jackson goes ahead of Shaq, which is very interesting. So Shaq is in New York. So here's the thing. So far, Jordan has played 8 years in the league. He's going into his 9th season. He's 93 overall, 29 years old. So in 8 years, how many threes did he make in his career? 5,000. So if he plays 16 years, that's 10,000. So maybe 12,000 is where he ends up. Maybe my prediction is pretty accurate. So if he can get to 12,000 made threes in his career, that'd be very interesting. And then I think Curry will like hit 14,000. I mean, you got to find out. Chris Mullin is already top 8. Yeah. And on top of that, Jordan also has the most points in his season, like currently in this video, with 2,800 outside of Wilt and Kareem. And then most threes in the season, he holds that record year over year with 726. So it's Jordan's league. He's still crushing it. Jordan, once again, winning MVP. So he takes the cake, I think, with the most now with 3, I believe. Jim Jackson is Rookie of the Year. So ends up the Dallas drafts correctly. They drafted the right guy for the league. He averaged 14 points a game, shooting 44% from 3. Dana Barros is a real person that could shoot. He was a shooter in real life, I believe. What's crazy about him, he's only 5'11". So yeah, shout out to him, bro. He's killing the game. And then we got Hakeem still winning Defensive Player of the Year. Then Dana as most improved. Okay, All-NBA first team, we have Larry Johnson. He was someone that could spread the floor a little bit too. He ended up making 400 threes this season. Yeah, so Winston Garland, Chris Mullin, and Billy Owens. Never heard of him. Okay, once again, it's the Miami Heat and Spurs. I want to see Mitch Richmond win a ring. I don't think he ended up winning one in real life. He was with the Kings, and they lost to the Lakers in that rigged series back in the day. But the Pacers get swept by the Spurs. Bro, Jack Sigma. Okay, who's else on the Spurs? They have Delonte West. No, Doug West. Definitely not Delonte West. Oh, Mitch Richmond. I guess he got traded. Yeah, he must have just left Miami and went to the Spurs. That makes more sense. And then, you know, fat guy. Okay. Yeah, they got some shooters and Shrimp. Yeah, they have a good team for sure. Makes sense. And Moses Malone officially retires. So does Jack Sigma. Both Hall of Famers, right? Let's see. My guess is both of them. Indeed. Indeed. So 1993, hey, I'm not gonna lie, this is like the boring time of basketball. Let's fast forward to 1996. All right, now we're in the year of 1996, and Larry Bird has officially retired alongside Kevin McHale, Sidney Moncrief, Buck Williams, and Ralph Sampson. So Larry stayed loyal to Boston his entire career. He played how many seasons? 17 seasons in Boston. And here's what happened when the league was shifted towards threes only. He won 2 MVPs and 3 rings. So I believe he won 3 rings in real life as well, and also 2 MVPs. So I think it's very identical to how he played in real life. And if we go to NBA records and we see how many threes he made in his career, he finishes 5th all time. But by the end of this video, it'll probably bump down to like 30th with 5,700 threes. You can see Jordan has already surpassed him by 2,000. And he still has like 8 more years left, if anything. So yeah. Actually, no, he probably has like 5 more years left. But Larry Bird definitely had a great career and benefited greatly from this change. But now it's time for the 1996 NBA draft. Let's see if Ray Allen, because I think Ray Allen can end up passing Jordan. But Kobe goes first to the Nuggets. Allen Iverson goes to the Nuggets. Oh, no, I'm dumb. Bryant went to the Grizzlies. Iverson went to the Nuggets. And Ray Allen goes to the Heat. So he's going to play his whole career, or at least start, in Miami. If you're wondering what's been happening the past few seasons, I simulated the Spurs have taken over. They ended up getting David Robinson, and they won a chip in 1996. And then Glenn Rice, they won in 1994 as well. So the Spurs are looking really, really solid. Mitch Richmond left, but they still have a good team. The best player in the league is David Robinson, only a 92 overall. No one has passed 93 overall in this video. So yeah, that's been like the cap, the ceiling. Shaq's already 88 overall. D-Rob yet again winning MVP. Bro, like in 10 years, he won 4 MVP awards. He's going like band for band with MJ, so he's putting up a good fight. I don't think MJ's won a ring yet, is the craziest part. Yeah, he hasn't won a ring. 4 MVPs but no rings, so that's a huge change in this video. And he still went to the Bulls and everything. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, All-NBA first team, makes sense, great shooter. Chris Webber and Glenn Robinson being here is very interesting. I didn't know them to be shooters for real. But I guess Chris Webber, he's developed into a pretty solid three-point shooter. And then we got Vin Baker, Kevin Garnett. Allen Iverson is a rookie. He's All-NBA second team. And I thought I would see Ray Allen. But Ray Allen is all-rookie first team. He finishes his rookie season making 473 threes, starting off strong. So that's why I'm saying, like, because he's starting off strong, he might end up, you know, breaking this record. So let's simulate this playoffs. Spurs have been dominant this entire video. They're probably going to win another one. And let's see. Spurs and Bulls. This is Jordan's chance to win his first ring. And he's going to get demolished. Swept by Glenn Rice. That's crazy. If we go to the team history of the San Antonio Spurs, they have won 6 championships. And we're in the year of 1997. So in 14 years, 6 rings. They are by far the best team. I can confidently say David Robinson has been the GOAT of the video, and I'm pretty sure in the no three-pointer video he was also the GOAT. How come David Robinson wasn't as, I mean, I know he was a legend still, but like they're making him out to be like better than Shaq or better than Kareem in this video. Austin Crowsher is rookie of the year instead of Tracy McGrady or Tim Duncan. That goes to show that this video is working, man. You would think Tim Duncan would win it, but no, for the first time ever, this guy. And it's funny how many rookie of the years have been Caucasian because they can shoot. You know, it's not even a stereotype. At what point is it not a stereotype and just facts? You know, we have Allen Houston, All-NBA first team. If you don't know him, he's one of the best three-point shooters of all time. We have Chris Webber, Glenn Robinson, same guys. And then John Stockton at the age of 36, still making an All-NBA team. Yeah. You can't argue. He's the GOAT right now. He is the hottest player out right now, by far. No one can touch him. Like, it's actually crazy. And who retires? No one really. But I really can't believe that the 7'1" center is doing this. I really thought Jordan would end up taking over, but he really hasn't. I'm hoping Ray Allen ends up progressing and becomes one of the best players in the league. He declined this season, which is very interesting. Yeah, you'd think he'd do better. He did make 445 three-pointers, which is a decline. Let's see in the league who's made the most. Allen Houston, which is probably why he was All-NBA first team. But yeah, he played for the Knicks in real life. A lot of people don't know about him. A lot of people do not know about Allen Houston. We got Danielle Marshall up there, Jason Kidd, Chris Webber, Glenn Robinson. Yeah, I'm not really hip on Glenn Robinson because I know his son just dunks, you know, junior. He was in dunk contest out of Michigan. And then Kobe, he finishes 6th in threes, so maybe he could end up, you know, overtaking. Because if we look, Isaiah Thomas, who's still in the league, by the way, he might end up first. He might pass Kareem next season, and then Michael Jordan is probably going to pass both of them. So, yeah, Jordan is getting, it's literally him and Isaiah Thomas, which is crazy because they have real beef in real life. So I'm interested to see when they retire who ends up on top. You can see Chris Mullin, he's 3rd, but it's a big margin. Then I got Del Curry. If we go down to 14th, we have Del Curry making 5,000 of them, so he's definitely a legend just off of that. And it finally happened. We had like 4 legends retire: Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Clyde Drexler, and Hakeem Olajuwon. All these guys are in the Hall of Fame, right? No, wait a minute. Wait, Clyde Drexler did not make the Hall of Fame. Very interesting. So unfortunately for Isaiah Thomas, he will not be first all-time in scoring or second. He will be at 3rd, and someone will probably pass him up in this video. Not looking like it'll happen anytime soon though, because all these guys are retired. So you never know. Maybe he actually stays top 3 and no one passes Jordan, because Jordan he still has plenty of time left in this league. 3-pointers made, he finishes right behind Jordan. That's tough, man. Yeah, this guy's the GOAT. He's won like 2 more MVPs since I was glazing him earlier. Like Manu wins Rookie of the Year, which makes sense. He's a really good 3-point shooter. And Glenn Robinson, yes, the League of Robinsons. Isn't there like a show called The Robinson Family? The Robinsons? I don't know. I don't know. You would know better than me. But Vin Baker being All-NBA first team is very interesting. The best player in the league is now Kevin Garnett. So the thing is, everyone but Shaq has good shooting. Like, Shaq has horrible shooting. Usually everyone progresses, but not Shaq in terms of shooting wise. His career has been pretty bad because of well, the theme of the video. So he's been getting more rebounds, which makes sense, but he's not gonna get blocks because no one's shooting in the paint. He can't, you know, it's not Space Jam. You can't reach out and block 3-pointers. So that makes sense. And same with assists. So yeah, he's struggling, even though his overall's kind of high. Alonzo Mourning, surprisingly, he has somewhat of a shot. He can shoot much better than a Shaq. And then Iverson ends up being the best player so far, averaging 32 points and not winning MVP is kind of crazy. He has 700 threes. But my guess is the Spurs are going to continue winning championships, and it looks like the Nets finally win. Oh no, they won it last year as well. Glenn Robinson. So it was a Robinson versus Robinson finals, and Robinson ends up winning. So he shoots 9 for 13. Hazer's on this team as well. Oh yeah, you got Peja Stojakovic. You got Rod Strickland, who was Kyrie's mentor growing up. Yeah, all these shooters, it makes sense. And John Stockton, Chris Mullin, and Karl Malone all retire before Michael Jordan. And all 3 of them make the Hall of Fame. So now that we look at it, Jordan is #1 all-time scoring with 36,000. 3-pointers made, Chris Mullin is 3rd, and Stockton is 5th. Robinson is 4th. So Robinson will most likely pass Mullin in his career, but I don't think anyone besides like Ray Allen or Steph Curry is going to end up passing Jordan and Isaiah Thomas. Finally, we got someone new winning MVP, Kevin Garnett, the highest rated player currently in the league. Makes sense. We got Turk, Hidu Turkoglu, who's actually from Turkey, right? Yeah. And Del Curry officially retires. So I actually want to see what Del Curry did, how many threes he's finished with. He finished with a total of 5,800. Keep that number in mind because we're going to compare it to Curry. We finally have an MVP that is not a center. It's been a while. Allen Iverson. He averaged 30 points, 48% from 3. Gilbert Arenas Rookie of the Year. He also averaged 30 points. He had an actual case to be an MVP his rookie season. That's crazy. Yeah, his stats are actually better. Definitely deserved it. That's tough. So we have a very interesting All-NBA first team with Peja in here, which in no other video will you ever see him All-NBA first team. And the fact that Shaq made it with no three-point shooting. I mean, how many did he make this season? He made a total of 280, so it's actually not bad. Just relative to everyone else, it kind of is. And it's still the Spurs being the first in the West. We got Bucks first in the East, and it looks like the Cavaliers are going to lose to the Spurs. Allen Houston, they just keep recruiting talent, and Allen Houston, yeah, he came last year. So, yep, he wins a Finals MVP, a second championship, and Michael Jordan finally retires. It's time, man. And funny enough, he retired on the Wizards, very fitting. Yeah, last season. And this is huge because he set the standard of what we have to reach now. 4 MVPs, no rings, is crazy. But he did finish with the most points in NBA history by a large margin, 39,000 points. And he made the most threes, being the first and only person to touch 10,000 threes in NBA history. And it's looking like no one is going to pass that. Maybe this guy will. Maybe my boy Tourette's syndrome will. He is 33 years old, so he needs to really step up that pace. But I don't know. It's going to be really tough to pass Jordan for the rest of this video, but let's see if anyone can do it. We have about 22 more years. And if there was ever something to describe this video in the benefits, it would be this right here. Peja Stojakovic wins MVP, averaging 39 points, shooting 50%. That is crazy. It just goes to show the environment. Bob Hammond's Rookie of the Year, Mike Bibby 6th Man, and Tony Parker Most Improved. But yeah, Peja being MVP, averaging basically 40 is crazy. Really crazy. The question is, how many threes did he make? He made, oh man, almost 1,000 in this season. So that's at least like, you know, 2 a game. We can get a better idea. Oh yeah, it's a lot more than 2 a game. 11.8. Wow. That's 12. You know, there's some teams currently, like my Detroit Pistons, that can't even make 12 in a game. And he's doing it single-handedly. So this has to be a record in itself. And this actually, yeah, so if we go to a season, yeah, by far it's a record. He actually set the record after. So he might be the GOAT of this video, considering the fact that he started, he's still relatively young, I think, too. He's 25 years old. Okay, so he's 25 years old, 7 years pro, and he has made a total of 4,800 threes. Now, if you do the math, he plays 20 years, he will get far more than 10,000 threes. He might end up as the all-time leader. We gotta stay tuned for him. Very interesting. Yeah, I forgot about him, to be honest. I completely forgot about Peja. But the Nets are not gonna go to the finals. It's gonna be the Cavaliers winning it all with Vin Baker. Man, that Cavs logo is so ugly. But yeah, Ron Artest, Vin Baker, and Robert Horry. And this video makes Derek McKee a Hall of Famer. Someone I never heard of is all of a sudden a Hall of Famer. Crazy how it works. We're in the 03 draft, and we have LeBron James, Carmelo, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. LeBron's going to the Heat, and Carmelo's going to the Warriors. So that actually reminds me, how is Ray Allen doing? Yo, this Heat team is insane. Kobe somehow just added LeBron. They picked up Chris Webber. They've had Chris Webber and they've had Shaq. Oh, this is Kobe's first season as well. This is like an 82-0 type team. Safe to say Ray Allen is not on this team. We got to find him. He's on the Milwaukee Bucks, where he actually was drafted to in real life. So this team is crazy too. Him, Dirk, and Chauncey Billups. Bro, what the heck? Yeah, he's been doing pretty bad, to be honest. He's made how many? Only 300 threes? Yeah. I'm surprised. He's definitely a disappointment in this video. Dirk put up 27. He hit about 500. That's not bad. And then Big Shot Billups, kind of a disappointment as well. Yeah, very, very interesting. Now we got this weirdo, Vin Baker. I don't know why I don't like him. I think it's just the name. It's just I don't like Vin Baker. I don't know. It's just like a weird name I'm not a huge fan of. But Chris Bosh wins Rookie of the Year. Usually be LeBron or D Wade or Carmelo. Not once has it ever been Chris Bosh. Keep in mind, I've done hundreds of these. So the fact that Chris Bosh wins Rookie of the Year, that says something. 6th man goes to Allen Houston. All NBA first team is injury riddled, but this is a disgustingly horrible All NBA first team. Gilbert, Jason Kidd, Vin Baker, KG, and Marcus Camby. Only in this video. Second team looking interesting as well. Peja, he put up 29. I don't know what happened to him. And then All NBA third team is what we usually see at first. Iverson, Kobe, Duncan, and them. But yeah, Cleveland finishes as the first seed in the East. Miami Heat is the second seed. I feel like they should have been the first. But yeah, Cleveland, Miami. And hold on. Who's going to end up winning this one? Cleveland beats the dream team of Chris Webber, LeBron, and Kobe and Shaq. Interesting. And the Cavaliers win it all. Vin Baker, bro. Have a year, I guess. And finally, David Robinson retires. This guy, oh, look at Scottie Pippen. He retires as a free agent. Bro fell off. But David Robinson has been the GOAT of this video, by far. 5 rings, 7 MVPs, 14-time All-Star, and he finishes 5th all-time in scoring. And he finishes with the 3rd most amount of 3-pointers. Looks like he's gonna be passed up very soon. But yeah, he is the GOAT of this video so far. It might change. All right, so boom. LeBron wins MVP, which I didn't see him winning MVP, but he ended up doing it. Andre Bargnani wins Rookie of the Year. So in this video, he's not a draft bust like he was in real life. He shot 40% from 3. Coutinho Mobley. These are players that you will not see in simulation awards. Trevor Ariza. Yeah, a lot of like names I just forgot about, to be honest. In the most threes made this season, once again, Peja Stojakovic. So I think he will end up like breaking the record by far. So let's see, in the playoffs, the Heat get swept, which is crazy. LeBron gets swept is actually insane. And it's the Bucks and Jazz. The Jazz win it with Stephon Marbury. So they got Starbury, Daniel Marshall, Corey Maggette, Coutinho Mobley. Yeah, Steve Francis, who's like Stephon Marbury 2.0. But you can see Peja right now is 6th on the all-time list, and yeah, we need 3,000 more. He's 30 years old. Let's say he plays 9 more years. He's gonna get 3,000 in like 4 seasons. So Durant wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 30.6 as a rookie. So he's gonna have a great career. LeBron wins MVP, averaging 30.5. So really, Durant could have won MVP as a rookie. We've had a couple of those situations. 76ers win the whole thing. Devin Harris wins Finals MVP. And they got Ray Allen. But yeah, Ray Allen still big disappointment. But yeah, this team is nothing special. And they win the whole thing. My guy, Mamadou Diarra, he retires. How did his career go? I know he finished. Oh, last season was horrible. Dang. His fall off is insane. What happened to him? I mean, he did finish 3rd most in 3-pointers made. If I take him out of retirement, he will play one more season. He won't pass him, actually, because his last season was so bad. But yeah, 3rd all time. And Peja is creeping up on a lot of players now. So I still think Peja is going to end up breaking the record. And we got Carmelo winning MVP. I don't think he's ever won an MVP before. So that's a big change already. 32 points a game. And the reason I'm excited now is because we're about to have the Stephen Curry draft. It is so sunny right now. But the Stephen Curry draft, and things are going to be very interesting then. The Jazz win it. Stephon Marbury, another trip for him. But yeah, Shaq retires, not even Hall of Fame nominee, which would never happen in the video. Curry goes first, then Harden, and then Blake Griffin. Perfect. That's how it should be done, and that makes sense. So yeah, Dallas Mavericks got themselves a Hall of Famer, potentially the best player in the video. We're going to see how it pans out now. As expected, he does win Rookie of the Year, but on low scoring, only 22 points per game. And he made a total of only 343. He's got to step it up if he wants to break the record. Yeah, Nuggets, Pacers win it. Baron Davis wins a ring. It's all these like other alternative type players. You know, Vin Baker's a Hall of Famer. He's definitely, this dude was weird. Like, he randomly ended up winning 4 chips. Like, what? I don't think bro's even won like an all-star in his life, you know? But, you know, I'm happy for him for sure, I guess. And look at Peja, bro. He's 4th all-time in scoring. Yeah, that's wild. 4th all-time in scoring. 2nd all-time in 3-pointers made. He is for sure going to end up as the most threes made. So what I'm going to do is 2010. I actually just want to see Curry's results. I want to see just the end results. We got to this point. I'm going to fast forward to 2023. And we're here in the 2024 awards, and we finish it off with DeAndre Ayton winning MVP. I'm going to do a long recap on what happened the past 14 years, because a lot happened. Jonathan Nixon, Rookie of the Year over Victor Wembanyama. So, yeah. This was a very interesting simulation. Carmelo's 6th man, Durant's Defensive Player of the Year. He took over this era. Not Curry. It was Durant's era. So let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs real quick. Let's just see who ends up winning this ring. Will it be Durant winning another ring? It looks like it will happen to, the Knicks. DeAndre Ayton had a great season. Yeah, Not realistic at all. Before I actually go over who holds the records the past 14 years, here's what happened. Derrick Rose, he had a really good career. He ended up winning 3 championships and 3 finals MVPs. No MVPs, but he did win 3 rings. For Kevin Durant, coincidentally, he teamed up with Westbrook again. But Durant won 2 chips and 5 MVPs, so he dominated this era. Yeah, he did his thing in the 17 seasons. And for Stephen Curry, man, in 15 years, he got 13 All-Stars, but no MVPs. He didn't make a far in the playoffs ever. It's kind of a shame. He was a huge letdown, I'm not gonna lie. So the moment of truth, if we go to league history, let's just go over some records. Most points in this season, Peja. He scored 3,200 back in 2003, and then Gilbert Arenas. Most 3-pointers in this season was that season with Peja, his MVP year, and no one's come close ever since. In most points in the entire career is Carmelo Anthony. So he ends up taking the throne as the best scorer of all time, just shooting threes. But funny enough, he is not the all-time 3-point leader. It is Peja with 11,000 3-pointers. I predicted 12,000, but 11,000 ends up being the number that to set the record. So more than 2 times in real life what Curry got, which is crazy. Stephon Marbury finishes 3rd, which is very surprising, and KG 4th, which is probably the most surprising. We got Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, and Carmelo is 8th. Chris Bosh ended up winning a finals MVP. And remember what I said earlier in like the beginning of the video about Kyle Lowry, how sometimes like 2K shows him love. He won an MVP in 2017. So in 18 seasons, he was only a 6-time All-Star, but just out of nowhere, he won an MVP. I think even Joe Johnson won an MVP. So yeah, shooters thrived in this video. If we look at some like odd names that ended up doing really good, you can see Joe Johnson, he finishes 7th all-time in points. But the oddest one in my opinion is Andrea Bargnani. I didn't see that one coming at all. 34,000 points, bro's a bust in real life. Any other players, like role players, Rod Strickland, Jason Terry, Corey Maggette finishing just under Larry Bird. Very interesting. And the craziest part, Ray Allen is 35th all time. And Stephen Curry is 24th all time. He still has a couple more seasons, but he would only finish like top 15, which is insane to me. But yeah, that's what would happen if 2-pointers were banned. Shout out to Peja Stojakovic, bro. One of the best shooters of all time. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, man. We've been here for a minute. I think like the sun went up and down like 10 times. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.